Good evening, family. How are you this evening? I just wanted to tell you I did miss you this week. I have been absolutely busy every day uh, creating the new marketing campaign that we'll be publishing now, probably in the next few days or next week. It's been a wonderful learning experience. Certainly. Have been hit by the learning curve all week long, but I have made it through to the end. I'm so happy. Victory is mine. Um, but I woke up this morning a little bit, twee bit heavy because I know that we're about to enter into a holy days of holy days season, and that means different things to different people. Many of us are alone, and some of us have too many people around, but we're still all trying to decide, how to engage in fellowship or not during COVID. And on top of that, the part that's gotten me a little bit heavy are the hangups so many people have. I said, well, Sherry, what are you talking about, hangups? I mean, hangups are things that we use not to come together. Things that we charge people with, things that have happened in the past, or maybe someone thinks differently than we do, or maybe they are on their own course. And, I think that, we're coming to a time where we really need to learn to accept people as they are. None of us are perfect. We should be striving for perfection, but really what that boils down to is just being mature, maturing, adults, and being seasoned in your adulthood, where you give people the slack to be whom they are. And then, not to be so judgmental. I've had wonderful mentors in my life, and one of my spiritual mentors, he used to say, you need to spend at least 12 months in your own business and at least 6 months out of mine. And it took me a while to understand what he meant by that. And what he means is, don't we all have enough going on in your own household with your wife or your husband, your children, their homework, what school they need to go to, what college they need to go to, taking care of your mortgage, paying off debts, getting to work on time, all these things that we have in our own hands to deal with, that you shouldn't have time to be a busybody in someone else's life. It's very ugly to be so divisive. And some of us think that we're actually doing some good by being divided and being separated and not coming together. But I think that we cause more harm not only to ourselves but to our communities when we can't get to the place of unity and being more unified, and people working together towards common goals. We have to find what's common between ourselves so that we can work towards something. It's so easy to be destructive. Now, my mom's probably going to not appreciate this next thing I want to say, but I'm not saying it to offend anyone, but it is my story. I grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and back in those days, the 70s, the 80s, and so forth, early 90s or so, it was really part of their marketing campaign to talk about other religions. What's wrong with the Catholics? What's wrong with the Protestants? What's wrong with the Jews? What's wrong with the Hindus? What's wrong with Islam? What's wrong with, whoever? And I just don't think that it's productive to oppress one group of people to puff yourself up. And, after all those talks and things like that, and all the publications, millions and millions of publications that have gone out to oppress other people's belief systems or whatever, they end up having a large conspiracy, not long ago, and not going to go into all of that. But my point is that another one of my mentors, asked, "Did you stand in the mirror naked this morning? Did you look at yourself? What's going on with you? Clean out your own closet." That's what my people do in this season. We clean house. And one of my spiritual mothers said to me this morning, "Well, why are we all cleaning house if we're not going to change our attitudes and clean out, the things that's in us?" And said, "Well, that's what the natural ritual is for, is to remind us that we need to clean our own house. This house, this house, this house." And so I just want to encourage everybody to let's find a reason to be together, find a reason to say something productive, find a reason to be giving, find a reason to call your neighbor, find a reason to call the elderly in your family. Always start with your family and in your community and check on each other. That's what the season is all about. So this is Sherry Brown Pittman. It's my 5. I think I went over today. Minutes, tidbits that I want to share with you. And we are SankofaWealth.org. Check us out. Have a good day.